Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's blog post. We were prompted to try an educational technology platform and basically write a how-to or somehow represent or present a how-to video, and then kind of talk a little bit about how we could use it in the classroom. So we're going to start with basically just the very simple how-to portion of this video. So to start, here is our dashboard. I'm all signed in. It's pretty easy to sign in. Because it's through Spotify, I took it as to just kind of log in with my Facebook because that's where my Spotify is through, just so that I could link the two accounts pretty easily. So we started with that. It would be very simple for students to use their student email to sign up. But there are some issues I kind of ran into with this. So let's just start with the dashboard. The first thing it says is to make your first episode. So it says, let's do it. And here we are. So it takes us right to the platform of making our own video or episode, sorry. So you can see the categories under create your episode. You have record, your library, music. So adding music to your podcast. The messages, so if you have messages from listeners or just other voice messages that you have that you want to plug in here, that's where you find those. And then transitions. So just to quickly go through how to do this, here's the record option. It says we can hear you, start recording now. I've already recorded some things, so I'm going to go to my library. I'm just going to use test 1, and you can see very easily that test 1, it says add to episode with the plus button, and you can also listen to it with the play button over here. So we want it to be in our episode, so we say add to episode. And you can see it kind of pulls it to the right side of the screen here. Very, very easy to do. And then, so that's your library. If you have anything, you can label them with a little pencil here beside if you want to make sure you remember what things are. You don't have to listen to them every time. So say you have an intro or something like that you want, you could write an intro here, save it, and then you know that that's your intro for the next episode. So pretty simple platform as far as that goes, saving and pulling things into the episode. And then when we get to music, I've already linked my Spotify to this. As you can see, it says beta, so they are working on something to do with this section of the Anchor platform. So I'm guessing there's going to be a limited ability to do these kinds of things. So it says add songs to your episode, press let's do it. My favorite song right now is Dynamite. I have lots of favorite songs, but Dynamite by BTS is a really good song. So I want that to be added. Very easy, plus button. There's no click menu or anything like that to confuse you. So you can also add, sorry, I should show you that better. Over here at the test 1 audio, you can see that there's a little music button. It says add background music. So we're going to do that because we're cheerful. We're going to click cheerful, and you can listen to them here. This one seems okay, so we're going to click that. We want to probably have it lower than our audio, so we're going to say preview with our audio. I say hello, test, test, test. Yeah, that's a good, probably turn it up just a little bit, but we're going to apply that. So now that we've applied that, it's processing over here. And okay, it looks like it's there. You have a little music thing to show that, our musical note in the corner to show that it has been added. So that's good. These little circles on the side, or squares, whatever they are, is like a grab button. So you can pull these in whatever order you want. There's only 2 slots right now, so it will only give you 2 slots. You can't pull it off. If you want to delete, the 3 buttons on the side of each thing are there. and you just say remove from episode. In the test button, you can say download audio file, edit the audio, you can remove the background music, remove from episode, and not that this would matter, but you can mark segment as an ad. So for those, if you ever listen to a podcast, you know that there's ads in between. You can add that as an ad portion in your, so that's pretty cool, in your podcast. Like I said, I don't have any audio here or anything to pull in, so I can't do that. It's not really applicable to me, but it would be very cool if students were able to kind of comment or ask questions about a specific topic to somebody, and they could download their voice messages in here for questions and pull them into their episodes or whatever. I think that would be a really cool addition to this. And then here we're at transitions, and I want to add a transition between Dynamite and my test audio, so I just put that there. And then we can preview the audio, or preview the episode, which its total length is 14 seconds, it looks like. So let's preview the episode. If I say, hello, test, test, test. So yeah, and then you would just go to save episode. It's saving. And then you just add in your episode title, your episode descriptions, your publish date, so you can set that for later at this point. You can add episode art, a season that you're on, an episode number, episode type, full trailer bonus, or content, clean or explicit. That explicit just being obviously out of the realm for schools, but yeah, so we're just going to save this as a draft. No, we can't because I'm not going to plug all this in. But since this episode contains songs, it will only be available on Spotify. It needs to be reviewed before it goes live. So they do obviously review these things. So we just need to make sure kids are being appropriate. Yeah, so that's this. Here's your episodes. So the one I just made is right here. It shows how many people have played it, episode performance, so if people are actually looking at it and that sort of thing. Yeah, so it's pretty interesting. It would be very applicable in classrooms. I only picked Anchor for a couple of reasons. One being that Anchor is available on Apple and Android devices, which is important because in Regina Public Schools, for example, I know for a fact that they typically only have Google Chrome laptops. So you're not dealing with something that's going to give you a huge limitation when it comes to using something like this. However, what's going to give you a limitation is going to be your public school board. So because of students being at school, they have obviously a limited amount of things they can do on the computer and sites they can visit and that sort of thing. So you're going to have to talk to someone in your school board about something like this and if it's applicable or easily used on the computers. Sometimes you do have to request access to something like this for a short amount of time, or get it reviewed by the school board to be an all-time addition to their approved list of media or whatever it is that they call it in your school division. Another thing is why I like Apple and Android. You can use it on both platforms, but when it comes to Chromebooks, students typically don't always get a computer because classes are so large. we find that we run out of computers, and then you're on an iPad or something like that to kind of pull in from a different cart or something in your school. The good thing about Apple and Android use is that basically every student that you have will be able to get it on their phone if for some reason there's not enough devices at the school, so, or for your classroom at that point. So obviously I am a secondary teacher, so I'm not going to be talking generally as when it comes to elementary and middle years. Some middle years kids will have phones, but whether they can use them at school or in your classroom is a totally different situation. For me as a high school teacher, if I am asking you to use your cell phone or students to use their cell phone, they can. Otherwise, I don't want to see them. That's kind of a rule that I've made for previous classes. But in this situation, it is very easy for someone with a cell phone to pull one of these apps up on their phone. I've done it with health education before when I've been teaching, and I've had people pull things up and that sort of thing. So the only thing with using this with students is, are they going to be appropriate on their videos? Are they, or on their podcasts, are they going to be wasting a lot of time? Obviously, it's something that you can use in almost any subject, so it does make it pretty easy for kids to kind of be creative with what we're asking them to do. As far as this goes, if I was in middle years, I would definitely be having the kids use their school emails, and probably give each person a password, just because I want to be in control of being able to get on their accounts if I ever need to. So that's just really the only thing I can think about as far as the use of it in the classroom. Obviously there's pros and cons to this. I pay for Spotify, so for me, Spotify and adding music on here was fairly easy because I was able to just connect my account. As far as other kids being able to do that, I'm not entirely sure. I could add my own Spotify account to each student's thing, or you could somehow make one account and just have all the kids use it and call their, so for example, right here, you could just call this Alicia's podcast or something like that and use their names, and they could use the same account over and over and over again. But they could come in and add a new episode to whatever and use all of these little pieces to create some sort of one account, call it a binder of all the kids' stuff compiled in one. So you could do it that way. So for example, I would use my teacher account to create this. I would probably get my Spotify attached through my Facebook. Again, it's not really something to be worried about because music is music. You're going to like what you like. I'm always just obviously a little cautious when it comes to using stuff like this. So I would definitely be talking to my principal about the process and how I want to do something like this before actually doing it. And like I said, you would definitely want to talk to someone in tech through your school board, because sometimes things like this aren't available to students to browse, and so you need to get that access as well. So that is the how-to. I really like the platform. It's very, very easy for me to use. I think it would be very easy for someone tech illiterate to pull up quickly, be able to do something that I'm asking them to do. So I'm very happy with kind of this, and I will be doing showing this in some way when it comes to my learning project in a little bit here. So stay tuned for that.